Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Timmy Tran. You're linked to the fire within and to God. Hey guys, you guys got a power. You can change anything, anytime in your life if you wanted to. Okay? You have been walking and learning all this information, but to this point right now, since you got this message, you have your power. You have a choice. All right? From God, Jesus Christ, from Ten Commandments. Change your life, guys. All right, guys. God had me wrote this thing down, and I'm going to share with you guys, and it's part of my book, and I hope you get something out of this, okay? Because I had ChatGPT kind of help me and stuff like that, so I, you know, get a word from God, and I put it down, everything on there, and have ChatGPT kind of, revamp everything up for me. You know what I'm saying? But I jot everything down just to make it more clear. If I can know how to play this thing.
In the age of endless voices, humanity did not lose its ability to hear. Chapter 17, The Worship of Reflections. In the age of endless voices, humanity did not lose its ability to hear. It lost its willingness to listen. As children, many walked in innocence. They looked upward, they wondered, they felt the presence of something greater than themselves. But as they grew into young adulthood, they turned their gaze away from the Creator and toward one another. They began to follow reflections instead of the source of light. They followed humans who were just as fragile, just as uncertain, just as lost. And so the blind began to lead the blind, not out of evil intention, but out of shared confusion. They began to live by emotions alone, rising and falling like waves with no anchor. When they felt anger, they became anger. When they felt desire, they became desire. When they felt emptiness, they tried to fill it with noise. They spoke constantly, but they did not listen. Not to others, not to truth, not to the quiet voice within. They believed themselves to be right, never seeing the invisible wounds they carved into their own spirit. For the greatest damage is not what others do to you, it is what you unknowingly do to yourself. And the great illusion spread through glowing screens. Humans began to live by what they saw on glass. Images became commandments. Attention became currency. Visibility became identity. They no longer asked, is this true? They asked only, will this make me seen? And many began to reshape themselves for acceptance. Not for survival. Not for truth. But for attention. They altered the bodies that had been formed in divine precision. Bodies that were not accidents but signatures. They traded permanence for temporary approval. They traded sacred design for momentary applause. And they did not see the cost. For approval from humans fades quickly, but separation from truth echoes across eternity. And with each passing year, many did not grow closer to wisdom. They grew closer to distraction. Their knowledge increased,